Okay, what is up? What's going on, you guys? What is happening? It is your boy, the one, the only, Prince Daniel. You already know who it is. Yes, what is up? What's going on? It's been a long time, YouTube. I know I have not been on here in a long time. I haven't been on here in a while. I know. It's been a while. I know, but I'm here. I'm here. What is up? What is going on, YouTube? What is happening? What's popping? I've been on I've been on TikTok. That's probably why you haven't seen me on live in a while. I've been on TikTok these last couple days. Yes, I was on TikTok. I was on the people's TikTok. That's probably why you haven't seen me in a while. What's up, you guys? What is happening? What is going on? What is up? I missed you guys so much. How you guys been doing? How's everybody doing? I feel like I left this channel. I'm still here. I'm not gone. I'm still here. But don't you worry. I am not gone. I am still here. I see y'all been rocking with the Aunt Brenda skits. The skits I be posting on TikTok. I see y'all rocking with those. I see y'all. And I appreciate y'all. And Aunt Brenda appreciates it too. My character on TikTok. I know y'all be rocking with those videos, and I appreciate that. I know y'all love the Aunt Brenda skits. The Aunt Brenda skits are pretty good, aren't they? They are pretty hilarious. I just want to say thank y'all for rocking with my TikTok skits. I want to say thank y'all. Yeah, I know I haven't been on here in a while, but I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be on here. I am so glad to be back here. I just want to say thank y'all for rocking with my TikTok. Thank y'all for, for all the positive feedbacks on my Aunt Brenda skits. I want to say thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I figured the world needed a little bit of laughter. That's why I did those skits to make sure to let the world know that they needed a little bit of laughter. Cause this world is going through now, with all the pain this world is going through, I figured I posted those on Brenda skits because I wanted the people to have something to have something to smile about. That's the reason why I did those Aunt Brenda skits to have to make sure to get the people smiling, to get the people happy again. That's why I did what I did, to put smiles on people's faces. I know this world is pretty crazy, but I figured those Aunt Brenda skits should put smiles on people's faces. My Aunt Brenda skits are putting smiles on everybody's faces. It's nice to know that people are liking the skits, and I appreciate that. Y'all rocking with the skits, I appreciate that. Yes, the Aunt Brenda skits are pretty hilarious. I thought so too myself. That's why I posted them, to keep the world from being all sad and everything. That's why I did what I did. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you guys are good. I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you guys are doing good. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I wanted to say hello. I wanted to come on here and pop on here one time. I'm gonna be real. That's just how I roll. That's just how I roll. Mm. So yeah, I wanted to come on here and and say thank you for all your love and support. I really appreciate you all for rocking with your boy on TikTok. I really appreciate every single one of y'all. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes. You know who we're talking about. This guy. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about this guy right here. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about this. This is the guy I wanted to, yeah. This is my review. We're gonna stop stalling and start getting into the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about this guy. My review. The movie Michael was amazing. I thought the cast did fantastic. I thought Michael Jackson's nephew did him justice. It was pretty good. It was definitely. I'm sure his uncle would be so proud to see him in this movie. If his uncle right now, if he was alive today and he was to get a ticket to see this movie, I'm sure he would say the same thing. He would be so proud of his nephew. So I want to say rest in peace to the great one. That's right, we got to give homage to where homage is due. Rest in peace to the king. And Michael Jackson's nephew did a good job in that movie. Everybody did good. The character, the casting, the producer. I mean, the director did. Whoever directed this movie, I forgot the man's name. I recognized his face. The director who directed this movie, I know I recognized him. I forgot his name though. But yeah, he did a good job at directing this movie. The movie was fantastic. The Michael movie was amazing. Everybody did good. Joe Domingo did good. Michael Jackson's nephew Jafar did good. I mean, it was overall, the movie was great. But the ending, though, the ending when Michael Jackson took center stage and told his father that this was going to be his last show. Like, oh my goodness, his face, Michael Jackson's father's face, when he told him it was going to be his last show. I said, I died. His face was like, bruh, even though that's Michael Jackson's father, it does not matter. The point is, this guy was, yeah, Michael Jackson's father saw him in a different light. We saw Michael Jackson do his own thing. I mean, the movie itself was definitely fantastic, but I feel like, you know, the situation. I mean, he is the world's greatest entertainer. He's such a fantastic actor. His nephew did a good job in that movie. Yes, Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer of all time. I can say that because it's true. I have him on my Spotify. I listen to him a lot on my Spotify. One of my favorite Michael Jackson songs, I want to say, is Beat It, Billie Jean, and Bad and Thriller. Those are my top four Michael Jackson songs. I want to say my number one favorite would have to be Want to Be Starting Something. That was a banger. Nah, the movie was good. The movie was amazing. He was born and raised in Gary, Indiana. His father was very mean to him, very mean. His father was not a nice dude. His father was when he was a little boy, his father used to whoop him as a kid. And that part was definitely accurate. That part was completely accurate because Michael was born you know, in a two-parent household, not a one-parent, but a two-parent household. The mother who played Michael's mother, Nia Long, we know she can act. We know Nia Long can act. You seen her in Friday. You seen her in Love Jones. You seen her in Fresh Prince. You saw her in The Best Man Holiday. I know Nia could act her butt off. Yeah, Nia Long, we know she could act. But Michael Jackson, his nephew, did a good job. His nephew did a fantastic job. I'm not gonna lie. The movie was good. Overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. The movie was amazing. I thought it was pretty good. I saw the movie on it's my second time watching it on TikTok. I was watching that movie earlier on TikTok. It's my second time watching the Michael movie on TikTok. It's my second time watching it on TikTok. But yeah, I saw that movie last weekend. The first time I seen it last weekend, but the second time I seen it on TikTok the second time. The movie was awesome. It was pretty good. And, Michael Jackson, he was the greatest performer of all time. And I can vouch, there are a lot of people out there that could. Like Chris Brown, Usher, Justin Bieber. They are all great, amazing performers, but nobody could do it better than Michael could. There are people out there saying that they are better than Michael. Like nobody was better than Michael. He perfected his crafts every single time. When he got up on stage, the man made you believe he was a real amazing, fantastically good performer, and he was. That's why he was known as the king of pop. There will never be another Michael Jackson. It's only one Michael. It's not going to be another one. Nah, Chris Brown is okay, I must admit, but nobody could bring a smile to the stage than Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the only one who could bring a smile to people's faces. Man, Omarion is okay. Omarion is good too. But like I said, nobody can surpass the king. The king will forever be solidified as the king of pop. He will forever be known as the king of pop. He will forever be known as the GOAT. Michael was the GOAT. And that's something I can say. Chris Brown, Omarion, Justin Bieber, they're all good, great, amazing dancers. But the king, this guy right here, Michael is the GOAT. Michael Jackson is the GOAT. And his nephew proved that while acting as him in the movie. His nephew did a good job in that movie. His nephew did a fantastic. Everybody in that movie did a good job. They all did fantastic, especially the actor who played Joe Jackson. He did a good job too. He did a fantastic job. The guy who played Barry Gordy, Lorenz Tate, the guy who played in Love Jones with Nia Long, Lorenz Tate played Barry Gordy in that movie. Barry Gordy would be so proud of Lorenz Tate. If Barry Gordy was here right now, Barry Gordy would be proud to have somebody like Lorenz Tate play him. Let me tell you, Lorenz did a good job. Not Nia Long and Lorenz Tate working in the same Michael film together. I remember when Nia Long and Lorenz Tate worked in Love Jones together. Seeing Lorenz Tate and Nia Long work alongside each other again in the Michael movie, amazing. Yeah, Lorenz and Nia Long did a good job in that movie. Shout out to them. Shout out Lorenz Tate. Shout out Nia Long for working alongside each other. Yeah, so I want to say yes. Everybody in that movie did a good job. They did a fantastic and amazing job. Yeah, Michael Jackson, his father, Joe Jackson, when Michael got famous, he didn't really need his father anymore. When he got, you know, before he got famous, he was just, before he was famous, he was just a kid back then. Nobody really knew who he was until he got famous. Nobody knew who Michael Jackson was until Michael Jackson got famous. Before he was just a regular average kid from Indiana, and now this regular average kid from Indiana is now a grown up to be this big amazing. You see it. He didn't grew up to be this big amazing pop star we see now. Y'all see it. You see it. The kid from Indiana then made his way onto the big screen. Y'all see it. Y'all see the background. Y'all see it. I mean, Michael Jackson did a good. The movie was amazing. His nephew did a fantastic job. I must admit. Yeah, so Nia Long and Lorenz Tate worked together in the same Michael film. Lorenz Tate played, what's his name, Barry Gordy. He did a good job, I must admit. The movie was amazing. The movie was fantastic. I thought it was pretty good, I must admit. But yeah, my review on the Michael Jackson movie, the movie was quite everything they said about him, every part, it was all accurate, especially, Joe Jackson being abusive to Michael Jackson. That part was accurate. I mean, it was sad, but it was very accurate. And Nia Long portraying the beautiful and lovely Miss Mrs. Jackson, I must admit, even though they left some stuff out in the movie, it's all good. Look, Michael Jackson and his pet Bubbles. Let's talk about that. Bubbles, Michael Jackson's monkey. They showed the monkey in the movie. In the Michael Jackson film, they talked about how, how he was reading the book to the monkey and how he was talking about Neverland. That part, yeah. He read the book to the monkey and he talked about Peter Pan in that movie. If you know Neverland, the part that Michael Jackson owned when he was famous, Neverland Park was the part that Michael Jackson owned, and it definitely, you know, they left out that part. I mean, you seen the animals that Michael Jackson had, the llama, the giraffes and all that. Yeah, that was that was part of Michael Jackson's home, Neverland Ranch. Mm, yeah, I seen, Michael Jackson had a good relationship with his monkey Bubbles. Yeah, Michael Jackson had an amazing relationship with that monkey. And Michael Jackson's mother did not want him to have any more pets because she said she already has. She told Michael Jackson that you already have a pet. You got too many pets, boy. That's what she told him. Michael Jackson's mother was against Michael having pets. But, when it came to Michael and the animals, Michael was real nice to the animals. But yeah, it was like when Michael Jackson asked to have another animal while they was eating ice cream, him and his mother was like, "No, you already got too many animals." It was insane. I mean, it was when Michael got famous, he actually rescued Bubbles from you know, from the animal pound. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, Bubbles and Michael Jackson from then they had a great connection, him and the monkey. I know him and Bubbles, they were quite the team, weren't they? Yeah, and I'm talking about Joe Jackson. His his father definitely in the beginning when I he said you're either a winner or you're a loser. He coached those kids. He made those kids into some of the biggest stars that they were. I know a lot of people were saying Joe Jackson was a mean daddy. He was a mean father. Joe Jackson was this. Joe Jackson was that. And I get that. But still, he was when it came to disciplining those kids and when it came to hard work and when it came to all that stuff, especially when it came to hard work, Joe Jackson showed what it truly meant to have something, you know, especially if you never had it before. That was tough love that Joe Jackson was showing Michael. Because, when it comes to, parenting these days, I don't think Joe Jackson intentionally meant to whoop Michael, but I think he was doing it out of pure love. That's what it was. Because that's something that most people never had was pure love from a parent. So I understand why people don't like Michael Jackson's father. You can love him or hate him, it does not matter. But the point is, I see where Michael Jackson's father was coming from. A good place of love, that's where he was. I didn't think he intentionally meant to whoop Michael like a lot. But you know what? Like I said, this is not about Joe Jackson. This is about the star himself. This is about Michael Jackson himself. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it real. My review was definitely it was a great it was such an amazing movie. I had a I saw the movie was good. The acting was amazing. The dances were spot on. The music was bumping, I must say. I thought that Michael Jackson would be up there on the screen and we all thought you know, that Michael was up there in real life. It's like watching the real Michael Jackson in real time. If you watch the movie, it feels like we're actually watching the real him in real time. Yeah, The Michael Jackson the movie was slamming. It was a good movie. The characters did their thing. The actors and actresses did their thing. Everybody did their thing, especially Michael Jackson's nephew. Michael Jackson's nephew did a good job in that movie. But yeah, I thought the movie was it was some people had mixed reviews about it. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And I see why people are having mixed reviews about it. I see exactly why. The reason why people have mixed reviews about it, it's just some stuff I can definitely understand. You know, Michael wanting to be a normal kid, him wanting to be, when he brought that Twister game to his family, and his family was like, "Nah, we can't play Twister. We're busy." In the movie, Michael wanted to play Twister with his brothers, and his brothers were like, "Nope, we can't play Twister. I'm sorry. We got other stuff we gotta do." Michael's brothers were not interested in playing Twister with him. The only person that did play Twister with him was his pet monkey Bubbles. His pet monkey was the only person that he had to play with, and I feel bad for that because, I mean, ever since it's what they say, fame does something to you. Fame changes people. It really does. If I was in that movie and Michael asked me to play Twister with him, I mean, I would have played. I wouldn't have turned this. I wouldn't have not turned my back on him. I would have been played Twister with him. His brothers, they were so busy living their lives, and it was just like it was just terrible. The movie itself was just like they did not have time to play Twister with him. Yeah, but living under the when you have a famous family that and you come from a very famous household, you just want to kick back and relax and be a normal kid. Spend time with your brothers, and I understand that. But his brothers on the other hand, they were playing basketball only like regular kids would do. When Michael came home that day and he had brought out the Twister game, they act like they didn't want to play with him. They just pretended they did not want to play with him at all. They was like, mm-mm. They was not feeling it. But I mean, definitely, it definitely did. I learned something about fame today. Fame has a price, and also fame itself. It just what can I say? It was definitely you know when you're Michael Jackson's age, and all you want to do is just be a regular teenager. All you want to do is be a regular instead of having people trying to get you to do whatever they want. He was a puppet to the Hollywood society. Yeah, Michael Jackson was like a puppet, and his father Joe Jackson was pulling all the strings. But after Michael got famous, he cut them strings off, and he was like, he wanted to do his own thing. Start his own company, start his own business. But Joe Jackson still thought he owned them. Yeah, Joe Jackson still thought he owned them, but he didn't. Obviously. I mean, what can I say? When you get to be Michael's age, all you want to do is do your own thing. You want to, try to chill, try to hang out. After a while, the situation, he asked his new manager to fire his old manager, which was his father. His father was the old manager. He was the greatest pop star in the world. And one thing I noticed about Michael, he was not, you know, he wasn't like all the other superstars. He wasn't ghetto. He wasn't bougie. He was honest, genuine, and very nice. He would come to the hospital and visit the children while they were sick, sign autographs. He was very, Michael is for the kids. That's all I got to say. Michael Jackson is for the kids. You don't see too many celebrities doing that nowadays. Nowadays, you see these celebrities nowadays, they are hiding in their own home. They're actually, you know, hiding. They're like MIA, disappear. We don't hardly see them on TV anymore as much. But this guy right here, let's say Michael Jackson is for the children. This guy did so much for the community, especially visiting sick children in the hospital. And I mean, this guy right here was, I mean, what else can I say? The world's greatest phenomenon, the world's greatest musician. You know, his children, you know, they left out that part. Michael Jackson had children. And the parts that they left out, Michael Jackson was married to Elvis Presley's daughter. Yeah, he was at one point. And, I'm sure his kids, I'm sure they saw the movie. They saw his, they saw their cousin in that movie. I'm sure Michael Jackson's, I'm sure his children saw the movie. Paris Jackson, who is Michael Jackson's daughter, she is very beautiful and so very attractive in her own way. And I'm sure his son, Michael Jackson Jr., saw the movie too. I'm sure he did. Michael Jackson Jr. and Blanket are both two of the most handsomest men in the world. But let me tell you, this guy right here, Jafar, did a fantastic job at the movie. And that one thing I can say about the movie was amazing. I thought it was pretty good. It was fantastic. I cried with tears in my eyes. I felt like I was watching him in real time. I felt like I was watching Michael Jackson in real time. No, Joe Jackson, who was Michael Jackson's father, he did a the guy who played Joe Jackson did a good job in that movie. Love him or hate him, the Jackson family are an American icon. Jermaine, Tito, Marlon, Randy, they were all fantastic. Born and raised in Gary, Indiana. This guy right here, man, I had tears in my eyes watching that movie. Even though they left out quite a bit of few parts. They left out a whole bunch of parts. But it's okay though. Listen, that movie was amazing. I thought it was fantastic. So yeah, but yeah, that's my review. That is my review on the Michael movie. The Michael movie was amazing. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, that's it was fantastic. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, that movie was good. The characters did good. The acting was fantastic. The beginning, amazing. Joe Jackson really whooped those kids into shape, didn't he? He did. He definitely did. Like you cannot forget the one who raised you to be who you are today. That's one thing you cannot forget. Even though he was a cruel, deceitful, evil man, let me tell you, he was the one that that gave birth to a superstar. Michael Jackson will never forget. One thing I can say, his father raised him to be the superstar he was, even though most of the things that he did on his own. the fame, the success, but his manager, his father made a man out of him. His father made a man out of Michael Jackson. And that's one thing I can say. His father raised him to where he didn't want him to work at the same job that he was working. He made sure all his kids ate. He made sure he put food on his kids' table. He made sure he did all that. In spite of what you say about Michael Jackson's father did more for Michael than what anybody else has ever did. Despite being you know, not saying I support everything his father did. I support a little bit of it, but not everything. Mm-mm. But I will say, when Michael grew up, and Michael had, you know, before he became, this international pop star, he had left and took off and ventured off on his own. And that's what made him the superstar he is today. He was tired of being pushed around by Joseph Jackson. So he told his father he wanted to do his own thing. He told his father he wanted to be more than just some puppet for Hollywood to, you know. So he got up and he decided to, break out on his own. Hey Patricia, how you doing? I was proud of Michael for what he did. Getting out the shadows of that evil Joe Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson did a good job leaving that awful, scary father of his. I'm good. I'm all right. Let me tell you, it was the movie itself was amazing. Nah, Michael Jackson did the right thing by leaving his father. Yeah, Michael Jackson did the right thing by escaping. Now that he got big and famous, Michael Jackson don't really need his father anymore for that. With all the beatings and all the knowledge that Michael Jackson's father installed in him, that's what made him the man he is today. Which I definitely can agree. Michael Jackson's father had a little something to do with his fame. Not all, but he had a little something to do with his fame. But no, Michael Jackson he been got famous even before his father. He been got famous. He was famous before his father, and he was famous after his father. I'm thinking maybe the Thunders would definitely the Thunders might win. The Thunders might take this one. I will say this. It was definitely the acting itself was fantastic. But I must admit, the movie was fan. I enjoyed the Michael Jackson film. The film was good. The cast did great. But yeah, That was my review. I give the movie a 10 out of 10. It was a great film. Such a fantastic film. My favorite part of the movie was when he went to the hospital and he had to visit all those kids. That was my favorite part of the movie. Him visiting those hospitals, seeing those sick, terrible, sad kids. They were very sick and very, they had the sad look on their faces. But when Michael came in the room, those kids, their eyes lit it up like Christmas trees. Their eyes just started to light up. I mean, that was my favorite part of the movie. When Michael went to visit those kids, one thing I noticed about Michael, he definitely was a people person. He was very nice to everybody. Look, if I was, some of those kids in the movie had a terminal illness, which Michael made it to where he wanted to go out there and he wanted to buy gifts for the kiddos. And that's one thing I will say. Michael was a giver. He gave more to the kids than what he had when he was a kid. That kind of love came from a good place. The stuff that Michael did for the kids at the hospital, that came from a good place of love compared to what he experienced as a kid himself. So that was my favorite part of the film. When he went to the hospital and he was visiting those sick kids, I was like, bruh, that literally put tears in my eyes. Yeah, seeing Michael Jackson at the hospital, visiting those sick kids, watching Michael put smiles on the kids' faces, that was a very, I mean, he did that. Yeah, God bless Michael Jackson. Yeah, so I must admit, they was watching the Charlie Chaplin film, him and Nia Long. Nia Long and Michael Jackson's nephew and Nia Long, they was eating popcorn on the couch, watching a Charlie Chaplin film. I know who Charlie Chaplin is. I was born and raised on Charlie Chaplin. Hey, Charlie Chaplin, those black and white movies, I know exactly. Trust me. Back in the day, before we had black and white TV, we had Charlie Chaplin, the greatest actor to have ever performed on the stage. He was a very silent guy. No talking, no laughing. He was all silent. That's exactly who Charlie Chaplin was. He was a good actor. Even though he didn't talk that much, he didn't say anything. His movies were basically based on black and white. Basically, they were basically based on what? Silent films. A black and white film entertainer. That's who Charlie Chaplin was. I seen Michael Jackson's nephew and Nia Long watching that on the couch eating popcorn in the movies. In the Michael Jackson movie, we see Michael Jackson and Nia Long, their characters are watching a Charlie Chaplin film. Yeah, Michael Jackson spent more time with his mother than he did his father. But that ending though, that ending was when he told Joe Jackson he was leaving the tour, like this is going to be his last and final tour. He was like, "I'm out." His brothers did not care. His brothers were like, "Okay, it's going to be our last tour, all right." His face, Joe Jackson, his face when Michael told him he was leaving, he was like, "Bruh, priceless, priceless." Yeah, when Michael Jackson's father found out Michael was leaving, his face was just too good. It was like too hilarious. But it was definitely a great and amazing. It was such an awesome film. It's such an amazing. The movie was good. The acting was amazing. The characters did all right. Nia Long, she played Michael Jackson's mother in the movie. Katherine Jackson. You saw your son getting beaten on. You didn't even do anything about it, which was understandable. Katherine Jackson did not believe in whooping kids, but Joe Jackson did. But nah, I'm not gonna lie. What Joe Jackson did was made Michael a better performer because of it. And that is why I think Joe Jackson did nothing wrong, except try to control his life and his money and everything else. Yep. But Michael did not let that happen. Michael said he was done working with him. Yeah, he left. He was like, I'm out. He was like, deuces, I'm out of here. Did you see the ending? The ending was crazy. Yeah, but I give the movie a 10 out of 10. The Michael movie was amazing. The Michael movie was awesome. It was definitely a great film. My favorite part of the movie was when Michael went to the hospital and he went to visit those kids. That was my favorite part of the Michael Jackson film. Michael giving back to his community was my favorite part of the Michael Jackson film. Michael giving back to his community was my favorite part of the film. Seeing Michael at the hospital with those kids, giving toys and stuff, giving away all these. You know, can you imagine if you were one of those kids? You have the honor and the privilege of having toys being sent to you by Michael. I mean, whoop! It just broke my heart in tears. I was in tears when I seen that. I was like, bruh, Michael Jackson giving toys away to kids. That's something that the real Michael would do. Because he's very charitable, especially when it comes to giving away toys and stuff. Michael Jackson was very charitable. That scene really just broke my heart. Just I broke down crying when I seen that. Michael giving away toys to all the kids. I was just that was a good thing Michael did. So I must admit, the movie was good. It was a good movie. Yeah, but let me tell you. So yeah, that was my review on the Michael Jackson film. The movie was good. It was a 10 out of 10. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about the movie. But yeah, I will see you when I see you. I will see you probably maybe Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday, probably Tuesday. I will see you Tuesday.